After 26 days of exposition, the Buddha Relics and his disciples is finally back home. And joining us is Abhijit Haldar, DG IBC. Hello sir, welcome to ETV Bharat. My very first question, of course, when we talk about India-Thai relationship, this is the loaning of the Buddha Relics from India to Thailand. How do you see from the bilateral aspect when it comes to relations?
Well, India and Thailand have had relations over the millennium, and we call ourselves as civilizational neighbors. And this is primarily because Buddhism has been a very critical bond between our two countries, and we've had two very prominent monks during the time of Ashoka, the emperor, who existed during the 3rd century BC. Two of his monks, Sona and Uttara, by these two names, they landed in Thailand, and they in fact started practicing Buddhism there and spread Buddhism in different parts of Thailand. So the linkages are very, very old, and over the years the Thais have respected India and Indians for the wisdom, for the knowledge of peace, for compassion and all the values that we carry as part of Buddha's core knowledge. Hundreds of people from Thailand do visit India, and they regularly visit various Buddhist sites. I think the relic is going to make a lot of difference, and in terms of bilateral relations, I would say that right from the political establishment to the corporate establishment to the ordinary people or the armed forces, every component of the government in that country was very much enamored and emotionally charged with the relics. And I think if these people are impacted, I'm sure bilateral relations are going to make a difference. And I'm sure we're going to look at a lot of people coming from Thailand in the coming years as tourists for Buddhism purposes.
So over the years, we have seen that India has given a lot of importance to Buddha and the diplomacy that India is into when it comes to Buddhism, this Buddhist connect between the two countries. How do you see Thailand viewing this particular, of course, the 26 days of exposition and then coming back to India right now? Where do we see when it comes from the strategic point of view, the Buddha connect between the two countries, the relics and the relations, basically?
Well, the Buddha Connect is, the important thing to know is that today we are going through a world of challenges and difficulties. Everyone faces challenges and difficulties in his or her life, and generally people across the world, we have natural disasters, we have wars and conflict. A lot of things are in a mess around us, and everyone is looking for peace, harmony, calmness, compassion, etc. So here, I think the relic has a very critical relevance in terms of carrying that message from India to Thailand. And if it goes to Thailand, it goes to Southeast Asia. Thailand happens to be the hub there. So I think the core essence of the relic, the visit of the relics, was primarily to connect the ancient wisdom of India with the true values of the Buddhist culture which prevails in Thailand. And I think the bond, the inert bond between the two people of the two countries at that level is something which is untouchable, which nobody can remove. So I think we're going to, if you ask me in a mathematical sense, I would say that another 10 years we're going to have very, very strong bonds as a result of this relic visit.
So you have already spoken about the geopolitical scenario, that the kind of war that we are going through, of course, when you talked about the Ukraine conflict and or the Israel or the Palestine and of course China's growing influence. What message does this send to the world, basically? What would you...
Well, I think the message which is very important is, Buddha always talks about, like I said, compassion, peace, harmony, love, and most important what he talks about is changing every individual from within. So he talks about mindfulness. So mindfulness is something where you are aware and conscious about what is happening around you, what is correct, what is wrong, and you correct your course in order to be on track with what is reality and what is the way things should go in a positive manner. So this teaching of mindfulness is an important aspect of Buddha's teachings. And I think when you talk about mindfulness, how do you practice mindfulness? So there is something called Vipassana meditation, which you all know about. If you practice Vipassana meditation along with Buddha's teachings, I think you have a long way to go. You're going to manage to save yourselves, clean your mind of all impurities, and you will certainly be able to reach out to a more transparent, more clear thinking, more I would say, challenging and dynamic approach strategy, which you can implement everywhere in the field of education, in the field of profession, in the field of government functioning, elsewhere. So I think these core values, and I always prescribe, Vipassana meditation for school kids, for college-going children, for even bureaucrats and the corporate sector, and not in India, but all over the world. So imagine a certain chunk of population, if they are trained in something which is associated with mindfulness, consciousness, lets you think of transparency. You have a huge number of people who are absolutely, the dynamic lot, positive thinking, meaning peace. Okay, so that's the way I think we can look at.
My quick question to you is, of course, what was the main motto behind, this loaning of relics to Thailand? I mean, suddenly the government has come up with this idea of.
No, see, Thailand has been asking for the relic for quite some time. Thailand has been asking for the relic for quite some time, and this was, after a lot of formalities that we managed to get the relic through.
Joining with us is Thailand's ambassador to India, Patrat Hongtong, and it is a very historic moment because after 26 days of exposition, the Buddha relics have come back to its home of course from Thailand. Many thanks for joining us, ma'am. How do you see this particular gesture by India to Thailand when it comes to loaning the Buddha relics and his disciples to Thailand and the 26 days of exposition that took place there?
We are grateful and deep gratitude to the government of India for offering us the holy relics of Lord Buddha and his disciplines to Thailand, to be enshrined in Thailand at the same time. This is a very special and historic moment for all the Thai devotees, Buddhists, and also I think that the Buddhists in the countries nearby to have a chance to pay homage and respect to the relics. And without the support by the government of India, it wouldn't have been possible.
We talk about the India-Thailand relationship. This is a new boost to the relationship when it comes to the Buddha Connect. The relics and the relation has been wonderful. What would you like to comment on Indo-Thai relations, and where do we stand when it comes to the bilateral aspect?
The general bilateral relations between Thailand and India is already very close and very smooth. We had a lot of exchange visits, and lately we had the joint commissions between the two foreign ministers, the external minister of foreign affairs and foreign minister of Thailand in Delhi. So at the same time, it's almost the same day that we have the holy relics of Buddhas in our country. So it's another testament and the benchmark of our relations, that not only at the state level but also at the people level. We have seen in Thailand that almost 4.1 million Thai devotees and other peoples have paid respect to the relics of Buddha. So that means that every people recognize that we could pay respect to the relics of Buddha because of the support by the Indian government. So it's another step and levels of the friendship between the people.
Thank you so much for joining us. This was Thailand's ambassador to India, who has just told us how the Indo-Thai relations now has reached a new momentum after the return of the relics that India has offered to Thailand for 26 days of exposition. This is Chandrakala for ETV Bharat.